Unlike Opinions, and this will be my recap of Love Island Season 7, Episode 25. Sorry, so late. I've been busy. Sorry, not sorry. This show is really draining me, and I can't wait for this season to be over with, so let's get into it. So we started off with the guys talking about the challenge, and Taylor talking about he didn't kiss Alandra in the challenge out of respect for Clark, but he was turned on by Alandra. Weirdo. Brian said he kissed Huda just because, but he really wanted to kiss Jaden. Everybody just fake. He wants to get to know Jaden because him and Andrina are having boring conversation. He think it was just a physical attraction with her. Basically. So TJ asked the guys who they think did the most in the challenge, and all the guys agreed and said Huda. Ace said he has mixed emotions because he does feel like Huda went overboard, but Shelly doubled back on Chris, and Chris did the same when it was his turn. He said it's just a challenge, I guess. It's just a challenge, and I guess. But Nick said at this point it's not just a challenge anymore because Nick is pissed. Elan, because some people saying Elan, some people saying Elan on the show. So Elan pissed Nick off. I'm talking about Nick was pissed. Nick said he was ready to put on gloves and throw hands and fight. He don't want to have no interaction with Elan. Crazy, ain't it? But other people be called aggressive. You see how they work? So the other guys telling Elan how sensitive Nick got in the challenge, and Elan said, I'm not going to say I'm sorry for kissing your girl. Like, why? That's what I'm attracted to. They telling him to go ahead and shoot his shot at Sierra. Then Clark and the other girls talk, and they said they felt bad for her because Olandra didn't hold back when it came to Taylor in the challenge. But Clark said she respect how Taylor handled it because Olandra initiated everything, Taylor didn't. I don't know, Clark just want to be here. She seems so boring. She just seems so monotone and everything, but whatever. And so, what was I at? Alandra and Taylor finally talked. Why he just won't leave this girl alone? I don't know why she won't leave him alone. I guess she want her closure. He said Alandra got him good in the challenge, but he didn't kiss her, even though he wanted to. He didn't kiss her out of respect for Clark. She had already said that yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but whenever I did that last review. Alandra said she could tell he wanted it. And she said she's so confused on what happened with them because ain't no way 2-3 days was enough time for you to build a connection with Clark. He said his head said pick Olandra, but his gut said Clark, so he went with his gut. Clark gave him a feeling he never had before, and she said she can't do nothing but respect that, and I wish she would respect that and move the fuck on. So she said she still likes him, but the fact that he still is unsure bothers her, so why does she even want to continue to put time into him? Thank you. You've been telling me that. Okay? So, move along, please. Huda tells Chris that Shelly is mad, and Chris tells her to apologize, but if Shelly is still open, she shouldn't feel no type of way. Chris, you. He said if she wants to act a certain way, then let her. That says more about her than you. The way he just reassures her foolishness is crazy, where it's obvious you feel some type of way that Shelly ain't chasing you. She chasing Ace. That's obviously what this is. But I peep Chris. Y'all don't, but I peep Chris. And he says it's just a challenge. It ain't nothing personal, and he doesn't like seeing Huda like this. In her confession, Huda said she was thinking of herself in that moment. She wasn't thinking of no one else. She tries to pull Shelly for a chat, but by the time they make it to the destination where they was going to go chat at, Shelly said, you know what, I'm going to wait till tomorrow because I'm still heated. I don't want to say nothing out of regret that I would regret, which I respect that because I would have went off right then and there, but Shelly handled that good because Baby, the way Huda would have got all the words I needed. Shelly said in her confession that she didn't like how she never kissed Jeremiah a day in her life because Huda messed with him heavy, and she respected it. But she didn't get the same respect. But to continue to look at her in the challenge and say it's just a challenge, no hard feelings. But no, there are hard feelings. So Shelly said she. So Nick pulls. This was a meat swinging contest right here, and it was just one person swinging meat because Elon didn't kill. Nick pulls Elon for a chat and basically tells him that him being coupled up with Sierra at Casa pissed him off. Like, why is that Elon's fault? I do not know. And he was, I don't know. So he was surprised that Elon brought Sierra to the heart challenge. Brought her like to the, you know how they bring them down the steps to the little heart down there and do one-on-one or whatever in the challenge. And he said the balls of him to do that when him and Sierra has a strong connection. What the hell that got to do? But y'all, I swear Ace the manipulator. Okay. Elon said before they left the castle, Lord, I done double type something. He said before they left Casa, Sierra told him if opportunity presented itself where she could explore both connections, she would do that. Nick said, you said you wasn't going to make breakfast for her after you saw me making breakfast, but then turn around, you make her a second breakfast with pancakes and with a C cut out. And that felt like disrespect to me. So next time you make breakfast, be straight up and say you gonna make her breakfast. And Elon said, okay, 100%. But he had no intentions on making her breakfast, but he thought about when he made her breakfast in Casa that to do things that way to see if she was still, because he was still interested. He wasn't being malicious and doing things behind Nick's back. Nick said, Nick think he pressed Elon and he thinks stuff, he said Elon thinks stuff sweet, but it ain't nothing sweet around here. I need Nick to sit deep down. He keeps saying how mad he is, and I'm like, but I'm gonna stop saying that because y'all ain't gonna get it. Shelly and Ace talk, and she says she is annoyed and aggravated with Huda and not Ace, and this what Shelly had me. This what Shelly had me because equal opportunity, baby. So Ace said he know it gave off that he was enjoying what Huda did, but he went along with it for a challenge. But he was hurt that she doubled back with Chris. He is the friend. He said he's all for the friendly competition, but it was hard to watch her when he sent someone home to be with her because he had a connection with that person. And she said, as you still want to explore. She said she didn't initially double down to kiss Chris. It was only because she had a connection with him, and it wasn't just to prove a point. And Ace said he don't believe that because it seemed intentional to him. She's not an intentional person, and it seemed like that was intentional. Shelly said she watched him tongue down every girl in the room like, are you serious? And I'm like, Shelly's losing me in this conversation. I mean, I get the point she trying to prove, but you can't put limitations on him when you can go do what you want to do. I mean, granted, like you said, okay, you want to explore, but I was at this point, he don't want to explore anymore. But I don't know, man. That's tough. So Huda go sit by Alandra because normally, you know, that's where she normally be. That's what she was always around, Alandra. When her and Jeremiah was done, it was always her, Alandra, and Taylor. So she went to Alandra. She asked Alandra, was she a terrible person? And Alandra said no, but it was a little much. And she gets up and walk away. And I honestly believe something was cut out. She didn't just instantly walk away. And then we pan the camera to Huda crying and Amaya trying to console Huda. And she said Shelly didn't want to talk to her. That's not what Shelly said. But Chris comes over and asks if she wants to talk later. And then Amaya wastes a drink on her. Like, the girl already cried and you waste a drink on her. And Huda was like, oh, I deserve it. And I was like, I'm glad you agree with something. But of course, like you always do, you're going to double down on that. Shelly tells Sierra about her conversation with Ace. And Sierra said, it's like, I don't know why you mad. Say Ace is like, I don't know why you mad, so I'm going to be mad too. But Sierra need to worry about why Nick mad over there. But everybody got tunnel vision when it comes to other stuff. Nick over there ready to fight about you. So Huda tells Alandra she is handling everything with so much grace, and Alandra said she has to be because she can't crash out because that's something that she would normally do, telling Huda that. And she was like, no offense, and Huda said, nah, not you ratting me out. So Ace brings Shelly breakfast and flowers in the morning. Like everything cool. He still being consistent with what he said. Like I wouldn't have brought her shit. That's how petty I am. Where was I at? But then Chris comes up with breakfast for Huda and Shelly. And Huda was just staring at Shelly play, and I was like, why she just staring at her play? And so Chris and Elan talk and about how fine Amaya is. And Elan said he gonna pull Amaya for a check. And Amaya asked Huda if she talked to Shelly, and Huda said she's going to wait until Shelly comes to her. Then Clark over there trying to figure out a way to move past. Oh well, Clark told Huda to find a way to move past it, but Huda said, Huda said, I don't hate her. Why would you need to say? I don't want to take her man. This just happened with Chris. They were both interested in him at Casa, but she brought him back, and she probably thinks this girl keeps stealing my men. The delusions. They asked about her and Chris. She says it was great, but he gave Shelly 2 pancakes and gave her 1. Gave Shelly a flower and gave me none. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. I don't give a girl. Stop being so in competition with it. Like he ain't had to bring his interest has always been number 1 with Shelly. At least you did get something. Good Lord. And the girl said it's the flour, not the pancakes for them. Now Hood is irritated with Chris. So Sierra gives Alandra a game plan on what guys she needs to go out there, and she said Zach, Brian, and Austin. And for her to pull and have a chat with. Then Shelly missed me when she said the big one is Taylor. Bitch, leave Taylor where he at. Why is you study bringing up Taylor name? You need to be worried about you. Ace of Spades over there while you talking about some bring Taylor. The big fish is Taylor. Girl, Shelly hush. You don't want to close things off with Ace, so don't give me no advice. Sierra gets a text that her and Nick going on a date, whatever. They both excited about the date. They go on a bike ride to a picnic destination, a dream of Nick, blah, 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 blah. And they said that, he said something about this his dream date, and she said, oh, am I your dream girl? And he was like, some lame shit like that. He said he was having the best night ever. He was so mad when Elan pulled her. She said, is this an ego thing or a me thing? And he said it's a protective thing. Oosh. And, she tells him after marinate on a Alandra kiss, she got a problem with it. You didn't marinate on it. Iris put that bug in your ear because you was fine. But whatever. I hate that this is going to cause another conflict in this villa that I'm tired of. That she said, what if that was me and Taylor? And he said, that's a good comparison, but that gave him so much clarity in the relationship he wants to have with her. So Huda tells Chris about her issue with the breakfast, and he immediately apologized, but she said he made her feel like a side hoe. And he showed favoritism. The girl is in secret competition. Y'all can't tell me no deal. She said she is already having a bad day and she feels left out, but it's all her fault. Like, she's sitting here telling y'all that she did do the most, but y'all still defending it. He asked if he can help her out with anything, and she said no, and she starts crying, per usual, because her tears is her weapon. She wants to fix things, but she's giving Shelly space. But this is where she lost me when she said, if I was ugly, would it make it better? What the fuck got to do with anything? Girl, I wouldn't care if you was a goddamn spot on this ground. You my friend and you go after my nigga? I wouldn't care what looks don't mean nothing. A nigga don't care about no looks. Girl, what is you talking about? What you did, they wouldn't care about your look. You would have got down right then and there. Chris said Chris said no, it's just sexy, and she isn't the bad guy. Shelly just got her feelings hurt, and this why you got yours hurt. That's why you try to projection, please. So Chris said he wants to get to know Shelly more, but his connection with Huda is growing. See, he still want to get to know Shelly. Over at the picnic with Ciara and Nick, she said she knew when they had sex he was the only one for her. She said the things were so easy on him and blah blah blah, and this felt like they was in the outside world. I was so bored with this date, but basically at the end they closed it off. They not seeing other people. Alandra tells Shelly she decided to give Zach another go. Shelly is in full support of that. She said she had a great conversation with Zach at Casa that had so much in common, even being raised by single mothers on different sides of the world. He stimulated her mind so much. Shelly said as long as he is open and you're open, it's definitely a thing to explore. She said she not finna only explore Taylor, girl. She finna put more effort into other people. She should have been did that, but you know what? I give you a card, a pass. And then in walks Ace, wanted to take Shelly. He said, I want to take my ball. And he asked about the Huda thing, and she said a line needs to be drawn, and Huda was disrespectful. She's still saying she didn't take it too far with Chris like he did with Huda after they stopped him, and Huda was still going. So she tells him to use better judgment with what is crossing boundaries, and he was said, you're not in the right either. She excused what she did and not taking ownership. He brings up the closed off conversation since she wants to put limits on things. He said he don't know why she tells him she feels some type of way of him kissing other people, knowing it means nothing to him, but she goes and form a connection with someone outside the challenges. She said she wanted to be open, so she is going to explore. She said you can't compare that to you kissing everybody. You're kissing everybody in the challenge. So that's what I mean. Lord, Huda got me defended Ace. So Ace feels like he isn't being heard. He's not feeling understood. 2 steps forward, 4 steps back is what they taking. He said they're not finding the common ground, and it's pissing him off. He tells her setting boundaries like that makes him feel like they aren't in nowhere near a place of closing things out. She said they would talk later, and she walks off. Chris asks Amaya how she feels about Zach, and she says he's just there to make friends, and he hasn't talked to her all day or even pulled someone to get to know them, but spends a lot of time with the guys, so she is questioning his intention. Elon hears the conversation and tells Zach exactly what Amaya told. Who was she talking to? Hell, I don't know. But he goes and tells Zach that, and Zach was like, what I'm supposed to do about that? Zach didn't give a damn. So Ace tells Taylor, just when he was making progress, you're not, it's gone. And did he make the wrong decision sending Coco home? I'm gonna need you to stop saying it. And he said, forget a kissing challenge. She is actually trying to form a connection with someone, and she bringing her outside intimate connection into the challenge. It's a circle that keeps going. He thinks E isn't enough for her, and it frustrates him because he really does care about her, and it shows that he does. But Taylor asked what is he doing going forward, and Ace said he honestly doesn't know what he's gonna do. So Taylor says when they make it past this, they will get to their stronger point, but they have to go through this storm right now. This is the hard part, and they will get through it. Taylor thinks they'll be alright in the end. So Elon is talking to Brian about his connection with Ciara, and he says the last time that they really spoke was in Casa, and he wants to pull her for a chat. And Brian said, baby, Ciara going on a date. That's the last thing she thinking about. What's going on over here, or having a conversation with you. And Brian was so blunt with that, and I loved it. Elon said he feels ghosted. Should have been felt like that. Brian said, stop putting your energy into something that isn't going anywhere. So Nick and Ciara walk in, everybody rushing them, want to talk, want to know how they date with. They tell them about a bike ride by the ocean. She said that was the deepest conversation they ever had. The fact that y'all been having sex since y'all got here, and this is the first deep conversation y'all had, blows me. So The guys and the girls are so happy for them because they tell them that they're closed off. And Ace said that, you know, dang, I'm happy for him, but it make me wish that this was me and shit. And I don't know what I just did to my computer. Oh, Elon wants to know about Amaya, and while they are talking about family being important, blah, 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 it was a stupid conversation. Elon said Nick and Sierra closing out opened his eyes to explore new connections. Amaya and Zach are no longer seeing eye to eye, and they both want to explore other connections as well. Andrina talks to Pepe, and he says her and Brian are... Adrena talks to Pepe, and she says her and Brian are weird right now with each other, and she don't know if they needed more time or this just ain't it. Pepe asked did she speak to him about it, and she said no, but she wanted to pull him first. She wanted to see what was up with him and could they explore a connection. And Pepe basically told her he wants to see things through with Grace, and he doesn't want to double back on nothing else. And Andrina says she feels offended. Pepe basically curved her to the left. And she said she felt offended. So Zach pulls Alandra and they laugh about when he asked to speak to her before and she got eliminated. She said, save your words. And he said he can't really trip on her saying that they only knew each other for 4 hours. She said she had a lot going on in that moment. She didn't think she was going to be able to say goodbye to Taylor. Like Taylor was always in the back of her mind of everything. So he asked how she feel, and she said she knows she didn't do anything wrong. No, the only thing you did wrong was continue to stay when he showed you multiple times. Not even like he didn't verbally say. He wasn't a man enough to say it to you, but his actions were speaking loud and you wasn't getting it. Which I know is hard to do because we can see that, but she not seeing it. We can see that because we watching it. She in it, so she probably didn't see that. She probably thought stuff was cool because, you know, whatever. She said men are never fulfilled, but she's going to continue to explore. Zach said all it takes is that one conversation with that one person that can switch your mindset, and that's exactly what happened. He said he thinks Amaya is a great girl, but he has been keeping his distance from her, and hopefully tomorrow he feels different. They bond on being the same way in relationships by connecting with people in private. They don't really like to show, you know, like going off, like they get into it with somebody, they don't want to get into it in public, whatever. They agreed to continue to talk and see where things go. She tells him he shocked her in a challenge when he picked her up and kissed her. Clark asks Taylor how she should feel about the challenge, and he thinks Alandra took it too far. Child, Clark said he didn't initiate anything, so she respects him so much for that. She asked if he would still explore Alandra, and he said yeah. If he feel like Alandra took things too far, why would he still want to explore Clark? What's not clicking in your head? You being like Alandra now. So he tells Clark, he told Alandra that Clark gave him a feeling she never gave him, and that's how he was able to switch in 2-3 days. He said she gives him a kid feeling. He don't have to be so serious around her. And she said she hopes that mean he can be himself. Nah, baby, that ain't what he mean. That mean you a joker. But Clark said she doesn't want to call this a love triangle because she doesn't deal with this in the real world. Them childish kisses that he be giving her, it blows me. I guess I'm used to the kisses he'll be giving people that might have traumatized me, and I'm, child, you know what? Sierra tells Shelly she loves her and Ace and wants to know what's up. She said she told him she wasn't frustrated with him, but now she is, so they can put that conversation on hold. She don't want to talk to nobody right now. She said even the Huda thing, she feels the same way after she slept on it. And she knows it will be an apology when Huda does talk to her, and they can just be cordial. She is not the type of friend that, Huda is not the type of friend that she wants. So Sierra tells her to give her energy to herself. Work on you. Shelly says she gave Huda chance after chance, and that's just it for her. Huda asks Chris how things are going with him and Shelly. She asks him this every time she talks to him about Shelly. I don't understand. Why any of them ask about the other person while they with they so-called connection? I don't understand that, but it ain't for me to understand. Chris said he taking a step back from Shelly because he likes Huda. That ain't what you taking a step back. You taking a step back because you saw that connection with her and Ace. You ain't fooling me. You thought she was gonna chase you, but she did. And she gets cold when he gives her his shirt. She said a man has never taken care of her before. It's hard for her to be vulnerable. She asked, has he ever cheated? And he said he did emotionally. I call bullshit. And Chris said he doesn't have a type, but he is attracted to the emotional, unstable woman. Like, who says that out loud at that? But Huda said she's not emotionally unstable. Girl, you delulu. So then they kiss real nasty, like I just said, how Taylor be giving them kindergarten kisses, Huda be getting it in. And he seems to like it, and he wants to explore Huda. That was the end of the episode. Love Island is making me regret viewing this, but I'm bored, so I gotta find something to do, and this was it. So like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever else you do. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be right back.